30% of my iPad.
What was that, Barbara?
I only had 30% of my iPads and man ditching, but it's charging.
Oh, okay, good.
It was still drained though, so it might get me through an hour or more.
All right. Hi, Lewis. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. The gentleman that is doing the call with me today, the special guest, he's running an hour behind, so I'm waiting for him to join in on the call. So in the meantime, we could just chit chat, get to know one another. And most of us have been doing these calls for years together every week, so we all know each other really well.
He's
I
running
don't.
behind again.
Yeah. So where are you from, Lewis?
Minnesota.
Oh,
Where are y'all from?
I'm in Pennsylvania now. Barbara's in Florida, and Susan is in New Jersey.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Thank you. How did you have the brain injury?
I had a brain aneurysm rupture in my cerebellum. Nasty.
Okay. Oh, Eunice is joining in. I'm admitting her now. Yeah, I had mine from a car accident 18 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, not cool.
And Ulissa, she'll be on. She'll talk every now and then, but she's generally quiet because she's out in Chicago, and she has a little one, so it gets she always stays muted, but she listens in. usually I don't allow that. People to just sit in because it's not. How do you put it? It's not too kosher. That's an easy way to put it. But
Gotcha.
But she's talked to us. We know who she is and stuff like that. But we're also understanding, especially as a parent, about background noise. That's mutual respect. Is like just worried about background noise and people talking, and things like that, televisions and all that kind of stuff. So it's okay. You can't do nothing about kids. I love kids, so I can't complain about nothing.
Me too.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
They have such innocent way of just getting the point across, which is great,
Oh, I love their innocence.
Yeah.
I just love it.
For the most part, until they get older, then they know everything.
Yeah, then they start talking back and knowing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids are in their 20s now.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, they're 15 to 20 year pair. Oh man, actually 13 to 18. Watch out. I prefer them a lot better when they were 5.
When I was a teacher, when I lived in Jersey before I moved out here to the Poconos, and when I was a teacher in Jersey, I used to teach kids. They said, "What's the age range you want to work with?" I said, 8 and younger. They said, "Why is that?" I said, "Because there's only three rules of life: play, poop, and eat. That's it.
Right?
That's all there is to life. It's just always about having fun, eating, and doing what you got to do when you got to do it." So, okay. So it's funny, Lewis. Susan will tell you the same thing. You sound exactly like a friend of ours from that I used to live with in Jersey and Staten Island, New York.
Well, is that a good or bad thing?
No, it's a good thing. We get along. We're all good friends. Yeah. It's funny. Your tone of voice, everything, the way you talk. It's really great. Yeah.
Well, at least someone likes my speech, because I don't.
Yeah. No, he's a good guy. he had a stroke when he was 31 years old, and it affected his brain injury and stuff. And but he's doing well. He lives independently and stuff now, so he's doing well. As
Yeah,
all the rest of us are too.
I'm totally independent too. I drive for one, I volunteer, I do whatever all on my own. It's all good.
Good. That's awesome.
But it took me years to get like this.
That's what I tell everybody, because it's, you got to be persistent, but you got to be patient, because you never know how you're going to heal or when, and it all takes time, all of it.
Right?
But that's cool. I'm glad you're here, because that's inspiration for people that are new to the brain injury community, that don't know, and they're impatient and they're frustrated and stuff, and like, whoa, chill,
Oh, I feel it. I was there myself a few times.
Yeah.
I'm 10 years in.
Yeah.
Well, 90 be exact.
Like I said, I'm 18 years past, but that first 5 years after my brain injury, I never realized the extent of it. I mean, I knew it happened, but I didn't know the extent of it until I tried going back to my old type of work. When I went to college after I had my brain injury, and that's when I really saw the depth of it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because when you have to write papers and concentrate and multitask and
yeah, the whole thought process, concentrating, thinking, figuring things out, strategy, man, to really hit you.
And then there's also the aspect of learning about yourself too, because you have to have an open mind, like my temperament. I didn't put up with anything. I mean, I still don't, but I know what's right and what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a time and a place for things. So I had to learn placement, like when. Impulsivity. That was another one, because.
Oh, that was hard. I still have a little bit, but it's getting better.
I'm impulsive when I'm a goofball.
5 years ago was massive impulsivity. It's kind of way better now, but it's still there.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of learn. You're like, all right, learn your lesson. You're like, this isn't going to get me very far if I keep doing this.
Right? Isn't that the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over and over?
Yeah.
Yep, you learn real quick.
Yeah, consequences.
Right?
That's cool. Yeah, we have these calls every week. We've been doing them for 17 years. Every week we do them online.
Really?
At 2 different times. Well, you're on the West Coast. Well, you're Mountain Time. So you're
Central.
You're Central still there. Okay, so yeah, you're 2 hours difference. Yeah, we do them in the East Coast it's noontime, so it's 10 a.m. and right now it's 6 a.m. 6 p.m. by you now. So.
Well, it's actually 7:09 right now.
Oh, it's 7:09 by you now? Oh, okay. You're only an hour behind. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking Mountain Time. You're not Pacific. Gotcha. You're in between. Okay, so you're Central Time. And so you're only I have 2 godsons in Illinois, so I'm used to that. I go out there and stuff. So I'm used to the time difference and whatnot.
Gotcha. So y'all do this every week?
Every week.
I never knew about this.
Since April 2004, we've been doing these calls every week. We did them. We started it on MySpace, and we were using Skype to do the calls. And then when about 5 years ago, when Zoom started, their own program, I loved it because we could do stuff like this with presentations and interaction, and multiple people can talk and stuff, and you see each other. It was much better than Skype. So we went with this. I mean, for a long, up until that's one benefit of what happened with COVID. is before COVID, nobody knew who the hell Zoom was. And I'm like, really, guys?
Right?
Yeah. So I used to send invites out for Zoom, and people like, oh, I'm not putting that on my phone. I don't know what that kind of crap is. And,
Voodoo.
I worked in IT since '94, so I know, what's good for computers and what's not, and what's safe and what isn't. And I troubleshoot it. I'd be the guinea pig to try it out. And
Really?
so I was always doing that kind of stuff. Yeah. If you see me turning my head, I'm still watching football while we're having the call tonight.
I'm
Good for you. Who's playing?
Tonight it's New England and hold on,
Atlanta.
Go Pats.
I'm going between hockey and football.
Oh yeah, there's some good hockey games on tonight too. That's true.
I'm the
Oh, I
big
know,
Pats fan.
I'm sorry, what was that, Lou?
I'm the big Pats fan.
Oh, okay. My condolences. No, they're good. I like Belichick. I'm not a big fan of Tom Brady, but I do like Belichick. He's an amazing coach.
Right?
Belichick is like, you know who he reminds me of? And it's funny, they're talking about them both on TV right now. Belichick and John Madden. Like, they're just genius.
True.
They knew it. And they're good, hard-nosed football type of guys.
I hear that.
Yeah. I've never been a fan of Brady because Brady has cheated and he got his numbers and he's just corrupt. I know. I've never trusted him for years.
Well, he is good though, but I think he's overrated. I was he is like whatever. Disco, the guy, he is good, but
Yeah.
is he really that great? They appears him like a god now. He's just a regular dude, but he's damn good.
He's good. Yeah.
He's just a regular dude. I think he's way overpraised.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big Steelers fan. Everybody on the call knows that. But with any football team, you're only as good as a quarterback is the team that you're on, with the protection, your offensive line, with your receivers. All of that plays a part. Like the Bucs last week, they got their ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? And they're playing Atlanta tonight. I mean, New England's playing Atlanta tonight. Atlanta played great last week. Carolina played great last week. And these are teams that are like, they're never consistent. So anybody is capable. Anybody.
Right.
But we were talking about it earlier on the 12 o'clock call, is San Francisco played the Rams.
Rams.
Yeah, and San Francisco sucks. And they came up and beat them. They beat the Rams, and the Rams are one of the best teams in the NFL right now. They're strong, like the Cardinals. They're dangerous too. You can't underestimate them.
And Arizona lost Sunday.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say the LA Rams. They're always going to be St. Louis in my book.
I know.
This whole
I know.
LA Rams, man.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
forget that.
The Las Vegas Raiders. We catch every announcer on television screws that up saying LA, and they say, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did move.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Arizona used to be St. Louis. Now they've been Arizona for years, but I still think of them as St. Louis.
Well,
I
still watch them.
I got an old one for you.
Were St. Louis?
You what?
The Cardinals were St. Louis?
Yeah.
Originally,
Yeah.
Really? I never knew that.
early
I got
90s.
an old one for you. The Houston Oilers.
I heard that.
The Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Yep, I knew that one.
Yep, there's some old ones that are out there that like every now and then.
Man. But
Yeah.
go St. Louis Rams.
Yeah, there was Baltimore. Baltimore was the Colts, and that goes back to the 50s. Baltimore Colts, and then they moved and everything. That's to Indianapolis, and
Right.
they were a tough team.
They were Baltimore?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, they were a big threat, and especially AFC team. Wow, they were a dirty old football team, like grunt nose. Them, like I said, the Steelers. They all went hand in hand. They were tough. Yep, Jim Brown. Oh my God, yeah.
I'm learning all kinds of new stuff.
That's what I'm good for. I told you I'm a teacher.
Well, good.
I'll teach you things you don't want to know.
Oh no, don't do that.
No, I'm playing. Yeah, we have. That's one thing where we've been successful with these calls is we have a structure, that we go over. You'll see later when I go through this presentation when the guy gets on. But we're also laid back and have a good time, chill out.
Good.
And I like it being comfortable, respectful, and fun. I'm going through a lot right now, like Susan's Barb and you listen. No, I just had spinal surgery in June, and I'm dealing with I had 3 fractured vertebrae in my back, and the summer's been crazy, and now I'm dealing with the cold, and I've never had any issues like that before, and the cold now I'm seeing the effects of it on my back. And right before you got on, I was just telling Barbara, like, yeah, I'm having a rough night. I'm tired, but I try to remain positive, still have a good time. You got to keep laughing about something.
Right?
Yeah.
And I joke.
Well, a lot of us are friends, so
Yeah.
before it gets to the structure part, we only see each other once a week.
Yeah.
So we try and catch up.
Yeah. I was like, well, you'll see. I'll tell about it earlier. It's like we'll get on earlier than the call starts, and we chit chat, and then at the end of the call, whatever we have a topic about afterwards, we'll have like small talk conversation, or if you want to vent, talk about something that's going on, good or bad, whatever. We're tight. We're a really tight group, and we all know each other personally and stuff, and we keep in touch.
Good.
Yeah, we keep in touch even out, through Facebook and whatnot. And phone numbers and stuff. So
yeah, wish I would have known about this group like 10 years ago.
Talk about it, brag, tell other people about it. I mean, we work together. It's about teamwork, and we got to educate the public because the general public doesn't know crap about neurological issues. And well, I don't just name it brain injuries, it's neurological impairment. So that it opens the door. It's still the same brain. So whether you have MS, you had a stroke, you had, a TBI, it's still the same brain. So a lot of the things we go through impact us the same ways. And I get a lot of people.
Yeah, let me try to tag a few people quick.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I haven't shared in a while. I forget to share.
Yeah.
I used to be good at it, but then I lapsed.
And I'm always putting posts up. I don't know, Lewis, are we friends on Facebook?
What now?
I said, are we friends on Facebook?
I have no idea.
I put these calls out I've been doing this for so long, and I help administrate like 130 groups. So I put the word out all over the world, about our calls. So it's difficult sometimes for me to determine how I know somebody, but
yeah. Lewis, what is your last name?
Oh, Lewis, what's your last name, bro?
Bartel.
Bartel?
Yeah, Lewis Bartel.
Okay. Your name sounds so familiar. Let me take a look at something.
Okay, I sent that out to a few people.
Very cool.
We'll see if it gets more.
Yeah. Well, if you see my screen, you'll see my website. It's freezing up. There it is. So there's my website. So the calendar that's on my website has the calls that we do every week right on the front page. There's the calendar, and you can see right there the links. If people can't do it through like a laptop or their phones on Zoom, they can also call in. So it has numbers all over the country or from all over the world that can actually access, and call in. There's Ulissa.
Cool.
Hi, Sunshine.
Yeah, there she is.
Tough
Hey
day.
everyone.
Oh my God, it's really, really windy outside. I have a 10-foot canopy outside of my room that I keep, to cover up tools and a lounge area I made. And I'm watching, it's a really bad thunderstorm supposed to come through tonight. And I'm watching the wind. And I need that tent this weekend. I got to do a fundraiser.
It might go bye-bye.
Well, I got it set down with bricks and everything else, but it's shakes side to side. It's been good. I've had it for a few years. And I spent a lot of money, not those $60 ones you could buy at Walmart. This one was like $270. So it could take, the blunt of bad weather. That's why I had it. I had 3 of them fly away in the wind. I was doing a fundraiser at a football game. And I'm like, whoa, okay, bye-bye.
Okay, there it goes.
Yeah, the frame I threw in the garbage, and I told anybody, I said, you need a tarp? Because that's all this thing's good for now. It's just a piece of rubber and plastic. Oh my God. Yeah, it was funny. We had the call earlier today. And I was waiting for somebody to make a comment because I kept having to move around. I mean, Susan and Barbara know I have to, if I sit still for too long, it just hurts. So.
Yeah, so about how many people show up on this?
It varies.
Normally
Sometimes-
5?
Sometimes there's 5, sometimes there's 15.
Gotcha.
I pay for Zoom because then I don't have to limit the time. The free version of Zoom is only an hour long.
I need that.
But we do the calls for 2 hours generally, unless if there's not a lot of people on and it's just the same group of us, we'll end the call early unless something's up, we need to talk to each other.
Or we'll go longer if we're still talking about something.
Yeah, like this afternoon, we went on, of course, past 2 hours. And, but I pay, so I could have up to 100 people on one call.
Gotcha.
Wait a second, I'm going to do something funny now that it's just us before he comes on.
Now what?
Not the games. Hold on. I'm not going to play games.
Right.
I'm telling you, I want to be able to play games. Like, I want to play some goofy, funny, silly games together. Let me see what I got.
If they're too funny, I'd have to mute myself because I start laughing. I can't stop.
Oh no, that's what adds to the fun of it. Hell no, yeah, you got it. I love that. Who was it? Somebody we used to have on these calls used to laugh so hard they'd start snorting all the time.
I know people like that.
It's hilarious. Oh, there's nothing wrong with it. Oh, it's just too funny. It's
I
awesome.
know people like that. This makes me laugh more and more, and then laughing more and then snorting more. It just goes back and forth.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's great. How did I change this? I'm looking around to see how I was able to change this. And I don't know if I could do it while I'm doing a presentation. Let me stop doing the share.
Maybe not.
Yeah. All right. I stopped doing the share until he comes on. It's just us.
Yeah.
right? Oh, look at
Oh,
this.
give me a gallery view. Okay, that's right.
I could
I
do,
can see you listen now.
yeah. I could do these live on YouTube now. Look at that. That's funny. I have new tenants here, and the girl that just moved in, she's got a 9-year-old son, and she's more obnoxious than he is.
Really?
Yeah, she's cool. I mean, we all get along great, but we all laugh together. Like, she was hanging out here last night. She's new and like, oh, we hit it off. She's like an old hippie, but she's only 28 years old. She's like so laid back and funny. I was like, good. All right, finally I got somebody here I get along with. No, I get along, but there's my mother lives here because I take care of my mother. And but some of the other tenants stick their nose where it doesn't belong. And I've told them to mind their own business, and they had a major issue with that. Not that I cared. It is what it is. This is me and my mother. It's none of your business what we talk about or how we talk or anything like that.
Right.
All right, I got that one. I'm trying to remember how we did the whole, there was like a classroom or there's an office set up. It was really funny.
Oh, it was a background
Is it a background? Okay, then I'll do that.
or filter.
Oh, I found it. It's called Immersive View.
There you go.
They are always adding new ones. Oh, this one's funny. Learning pods. I could put everybody in a cubicle. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, you've done that before. That rough.
Funny.
There we go.
Change immersive view. Wait, there's some funny ones. What's this? Oh my God. Look at this. We're skiing together.
Hey.
It's funny because I live in the Poconos now. Look on the top, it says Zoom on it. That's great.
Of course.
I'm gonna put you, Lissa. You could sit right. Oh, I knocked that, Lewis. All right, I only
Hey,
hold
where'd I go?
Up top.
4 people. Hold on. Let's see. What's this one? Portraits. Oh, this is great. Oh, I wish they had this for Halloween. Look at this. You look like you're in the monsters.
Oh
the-
my God.
Oh,
Great.
freaky.
I love Halloween.
Ooh,
I'm a Halloween nut. Oh, that's great.
that's Halloween for sure. Ooh.
Here's one in the kitchen. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh, it only seats 2 people. Okay, forget that. The other one, that one I did with the learning pods, seats 24. A classroom does 25. What's this one? Use my video as an immersive view. All right, let me see what's that all about? Oh no, I don't like that. All right. The classroom one's great. That's the one that we've played around with that one before.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
look like I'm sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
I got kicked out of my seat. Ulysses kicked me out of my seat. So
Okay, I wanted to do this. Give me a high five.
oh, I can't. Okay,
Oh,
here you go.
there we go. No, up top. Go up top.
Oh.
It blocks it out.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the back of the class because I'm a bad kid. So I have
Oh,
to
now your head's cut off.
Oh, he's good. There. Yeah, it's a little weird looking.
Too funny. This one, there's a cafe only that only seats 2 people. A kitchen seats 2 people. Learning pod 24. The ski lift is funny as hell. That's funny, but there's 5 of us. We can do that. And then we have. I still dig this Halloween thing.
That's so cool.
That is funny. Put you here. Here. That is too funny. Yeah, I mean, that would be cool if we could like play Hangman together on here. Ooh. Yulissa, where's your daughter? She should be watching this. She'd probably laugh like hell no. Can she hear me?
She's watching TV.
Oh, she's watching TV? Okay. Oh, yeah. We had a lady on the call here this afternoon that was from Ireland. I hope that we keep in touch with her.
Yeah.
See, that's like family. I'm like so excited. When I heard the accent, I'm like, because it's so I know the Scottish accent like the back of my hand. And it just they're so familiar. They're a little different, but they're so familiar. I'm like, You see my black cup? Wait till I turn it around. What am I doing? Yeah, see Scotland.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a little ring there too. It's a Scottish ring. Oh, here we go.
Gotcha.
I earned a nickname after I came back from Scotland. I got the nickname. I have a shirt that says Scotland Motorcycle Club that I got in Edinburgh. And I come back here and I ride my motorcycle and stuff. And then it just took off. People started calling me Scotland all the time instead of calling me Mike. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'll take that. I'm a twin. Somebody's been screwing my name up my entire life. I don't care what you call me.
Right? Just don't come me late for.
Yeah. You know, it's funny talking about dinner. I was laughing about myself before we started the call. I cooked for dinner and I'm not even hungry.
Everybody froze.
Yeah. I froze.
Everybody just froze for a sec.
Oh, I don't know. That could be the internet connection. But yeah, I cooked a steak for dinner and I'm not even hungry. I just cooked it just because I know sometime tonight, I'll get hungry. So I'm like, screw it. I don't know when it's going to be. I got the call till 10 o'clock tonight. Wow. Oh my God. So, let me get out of this. We'll go back to the old view. Okay, there it goes. So we had the call earlier today and we were talking about chess. And I think that's the presentation that I know that's a presentation we're going to have tonight. But that's what
I love chess.
Oh, see, I had no experience playing chess. I always wanted to learn. And now I got the swing of it with this guy that's doing the presentation with us tonight. He's like an expert on it and he teaches it all over the country to people.
Okay, the whole idea about learning chess, that's life. How to strategize, how to do this, that's life.
Yep. Well, that's why we were talking about it. When I saw originally how this whole thing started with me wanting to do this is I saw a commercial on television of this guy who teaches underprivileged communities about chess because it teaches about, like you just said, Lewis, it teaches cause and effect, planning, looking ahead, where are things going to get you, thinking, processing. But then I checked out his website and I saw this whole thing about cognitive development. I'm like, boom, that's everything about brain injury survival.
Oh yeah, chess is so good for the brain. Yeah. But also like your whole life outlook.
Oh, absolutely. So I had contacted him and me and him started talking and it just took off. And I told him I wanted to have him as a host, and we can go over the details on it. And I talked to him because I said, a lot of us that are disabled are on a fixed income. We can't afford a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not like the general public. So he goes, don't worry about that. He goes, I'll have a special rate for people, that come through your calls and stuff. And actually, he told us today he's going to make a coupon code called Brainworks, which is my organization name. So I said, all right, sweet. But once we'll go over the call later and he'll say the same thing. He's going to send me the coupon code and then I can email it to you guys or whatever. So that's why I was saying, Lewis, if you want to check out my website or, add me, or I can even, give me 1 second. I'm going to look something up on my laptop. Oh, excuse me. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, man, and to go to chess kind of release. I'm not much good at life either. Same thing.
It all
If
to be expected.
I struggle at chess, therefore I struggle at life.
Everything is a learning process. Everything.
It is.
Yep. What's that phrase I always say? Well, Barbara and Susan have heard me say it. Everything in life is either a sign or a symptom. Everything. And you learn, no matter what, you learn from everything that goes on around you constantly.
See,
Yeah.
I like the phrase, I never lose. I either win or learn.
Absolutely. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I never lose. I win or learn.
Yep. Yep.
Failure means at least you tried.
Yeah.
Right?
No matter what, you're learning. Even if things are going bad, you're still learning from it.
Exactly.
If you want to, you could do a little screenshot on your phone or tablet or whatever. There's my email address. There's my phone numbers and everything.
Let me get my camera.
Actually, I'm gonna take a screenshot and put this on my desktop.
There we go.
Yeah, that's my actual physical business card. I took a picture of that. Okay. But yeah, if you could find me, you have my name, my full name. You could look me up on Facebook, and we can communicate. I mean, I do a lot. It is what Facebook is. What it is. That's why I started the whole thing on there, and that's where it really took off. Well, no, it took off back on MySpace, I think. Actually, in 2004, MySpace was around. I don't remember.
Gotta remember MySpace accounts. Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's like AOL IM.
Oh, when I started doing online counseling work for people, that started in 1994. 94. Windows 3.1 was out, and I was doing yeah. And I was an advisor for a Catholic youth organization in Jersey. And those kids that I worked with started getting older, and then IT became around, internet, and I started giving relationship advice and things like that to people online way back then. That's how long I've been doing this crap. Yeah. And I worked in IT, it was a full-time thing from 94 till 2007. Yeah, I think that maybe even a little
I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny because one of my oldest friends that I have on Facebook, my friend Tiffany, I'm godfather to her sons, and the one who's in Illinois. She started laughing because I've known her since 97, and she thought she knew everything about me. And when she heard that I've been doing counseling work for the last 30 years, she's like, "No, you haven't." I was like, "Really?" And I started giving like the church names, the address, the contacts, all that kind of stuff. She goes, "Oh." I said, "Why do you think we hit it off?" I said, "Because I've been your emotional tampon for the last 40 years, Tiffany, 30 years." I said, "I've been listening. I've been through ups and downs with her, every aspect of her life. Her marriage, her abuse, her second marriage, then her son, my oldest godson is severely handicapped. He's 24 and he's got the mentality of like an 8-year-old, but he's about 6'4", 6'5", and he weighs about 260 pounds. He's a big boy. And he doesn't know his own strength. Luckily, he's not violent, but he's had his outburst a couple times recently. But Uncle Mike knows him and he calms down for me. He gets all choked up when I yell at him because I never do. So when I do get loud, he gets like, "Oh my God." Oh, Ulissa, I don't know if you heard earlier. I was saying that the gentleman that we're doing the presentation with, he's running an hour. He's in California, so he's running an hour behind schedule. And he told me like 15 minutes before we started our call this afternoon that, "Oh, I'm going to be an hour late." I'm like, "Great." So, but anyway, it went well. It went really good anyway. But he's got a business, so I don't know. I couldn't argue with him. I tried to argue with him.
First impression, but it worked out.
Yeah. Well, because we're all on the same page. We all have the same outlook. This is to help other people, not to listen to arguing and all that kind of crap. I listen to everything that's going on around me because I hear the tenants around my room. Well, I only have 2 now. This one's loud. The new one, the one who just moved in. Kind of funny. It's humorous.
All right.
Now, Lewis, I want to ask you, I see the arm bars on the wall.
Yep.
Do you have an issue with balance now since you had the aneurysm?
Yeah, so do you know what ataxia is?
Ataxia? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, really messing with your balance, coordination, motor skills.
Yeah. I know. That's why I was asking. I mean, I put 2 and 2 together when you told me about what happened. And then I was going to ask about it, but I don't like to intrude. But then I saw the arm bars and I went, "Oh, yeah."
Well, those bars are actually not for balance. I saw I tie resistance bands around them to do like exercises.
I was going to say how beneficial they are for exercising. That was going to pop in my...
See, that one way up top.
Yeah.
Like, you can reach out. That's only for resistance bands.
Yep.
It looks like a bench.
No, that is a vent on one side.
One way down on the floor.
Yeah, he's got
one way down there.
Yeah. Oh, there's one on the bottom too. Yeah, because you could do low resistance, high resistance, and then mid range. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm always doing something.
That's cool. That's really, really. I mean, you're tall like me, so yeah. And I had to do that for therapy with my back and my legs and whatnot. So I'm very familiar with all of those. I also worked in hospitals too. I had to do therapy with people. So I'm familiar.
Gotcha. So yeah, so check this thing out.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Check that out.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I think it's like this long. It goes all the way up to here and to here.
Yeah.
I think it does something like that.
That's like the one
Huge.
on my spine. My lower back.
Right? I
The one
love
after
it.
my lower back. It's like a good like that long.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah. Actually, there was a lady we were talking to this afternoon on the call where she had a violent boyfriend and she had a brain bleed from him bashing her head in. And it was bleeding from her ear, from the inside out. And that just touched me so much because I do not deal with abuse, especially men hitting women. Man, he's lucky I'm not close by. I do not do well with that kind of stuff.
I don't like it either.
No. All right, this guy's supposed to be here within the next 15 minutes. One of my tenants here asked me, she goes, "Can I borrow your drill?" I said, come by now. Because right now we're not doing
He'll
anything
be here
formal.
around 9.
Yeah, we're not doing anything formal right now, so it's okay. It died down. It's not as windy now. I'm looking outside. I was just talking about my friend Tiffany, and she just asked, she put on Facebook, "Can anybody watch Reno tomorrow?" That's my godson. He's a
Last name is
handful.
Reno. Wow. Interesting.
His first name is Reno, and my other godson, her youngest son, is Nico. That's the third name, Nico and Reno.
It sounds Italian.
They're Puerto Rican. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I have a nephew from Greece, and his name was Nico too.
Oh, there
But
you go.
like with Greek, it's Nicholas. Nicholas is just, common. That's a very common Greek name. I don't know if you see, entrance into my apartment is detached from the rest of the house. Like there's 11 or 12 tenants here, and they're all combined on one side of the house where they have intersecting hallways. She wants to come here and get my drill. She's gonna have to come all the way around the house.
If you want it that bad, come get it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, "Come and get it now then." Let me see. That's what I texted. Yeah, there was 36 people that were interested on the call tonight, so I'm really surprised. It's just the 5 of us. Not that I mind, because I'm in a lot of pain. That's why I'm kind of so happy that I have like a co-host tonight, because I'm like, I don't really want to talk.
When we started the call, I was at 30%. I'm now at 19. So in almost an hour I've lost. I should be all right.
And you're charging it while it's still dying down. It shouldn't be doing that. That's bad.
It's just it's draining as I'm charging it. So if you stream while it's charging, it runs a little more down.
I feel so like not bad. I didn't do anything, but this lady, she reached out to me. She had a brain injury and she's going through all this kind of stuff. And we're talking and talking and talking, but she couldn't really speak all that well. And then out of the blue, I got one of those spam messages on Facebook from her, not about selling something or anything like that. This one was, oh, are you in this video? Which is another, you click on the link to see.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, don't click those.
oh no, I know. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time. But I'm like, man, I was like, I gotta block you. I said, you got hacked.
Yeah.
So I was nice enough to at least say that. But yeah, I was like, oh well, there's one down. Because she really needed some help. She was all over the place with conversations and she was having a lot of trouble.
That's too bad.
Yeah, but you can only do so much.
If she has your website, then she can still reach out.
Yeah. And that's what I told her. I said, contact my website. That was the last part of the message. All right, hold on. I'll be right back. Oh. I'm having a meeting, but this guy's an hour late, so it's 9. He's supposed to show up. Yeah, at 9 o'clock. No, your time. So when you said, I need your drill, I was like, come and get it now, so before he comes over. Yeah. No, all right, don't worry about it. Whatever, I'm not using it now. Take your time. Okay. I'm like a little kid. I climb on top of my queen size bed. Talk on the phone.
I need a step to get in my bed. It's a storage bed.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, yeah.
I'm already in bed.
Well, this house that I'm living in the 1930s, it was a bed and breakfast. It was like a hotel. And then over the years, they kind of closed like where my room right now used to be the kitchen for the whole resort. And then we subdivided it and stuff. But like where my mother's room is right next to this one, it's still the original setup from when the house was built in the 30s. But as like now we have a new landlord that bought it in May and he's renovating. As people move out, he's renovating them and fixing them up. But nobody's moving now. We have 4 more tenants than we did 3 months ago. And they have me here as superintendent to keep an eye on things when they can't be here. I just work with the property management. Hi, Sunshine. There you go. Now she's on the call. I see her. Every time I say hi to her, she gets shy. Hides her face. Yeah, let me go back to that view. Here's that. Yeah, I'll put that view back on. Look.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put her in a big picture. Uh-oh. Now I can see it better that way. I'll move Susan over here while she drinks her coffee. There you go. You're right above the skull now. There you go.
She's trying to hide.
At least I see her smiling. Okay, that's better. That's all I
Good.
That's what I want to see. Let me see. I'll look at the other ones. Wait till this guy gets here. Oh, the classroom. That was the other funny one. Oh.
Look at me all sideways.
I'm gonna poke you, Ulysses. I'm gonna poke you in the head.
Ow! Bad job, Barb. I'm gonna put Susan's the head of the class. She's gonna sit right there because she's a good girl. And then Barbara. Okay, yeah, you could just keep poking him right next to you. Oh, man, now he's poking Susan. Oh. I sit in the back of the class because I keep getting in trouble. It's funny because it looks like I'm actually sitting in the class. It looks real, like I'm sitting right there. It's too funny. Oh, I hear you giggling. You want to see mommy going skiing? We're going to do the ski thing again. Hold on. That was pretty funny before on the ski lift.
She's hiding. Oh, there she is.
All right, there. Here, she could take my seat. She's on the ski lift now.
Whee!
Where'd she go? Are there more? Oh, I think there's more. If there's more, that'd be great.
Yes.
Oh, we have a big class. There are more. There's one. Oh, this one. There's a fireside chat that only seats 2. There's a boardroom, auditorium.
I remember the fireside one.
Yeah. Boardroom. This one looks so official. And I still look like I'm leaning back in my chair in the boardroom.
Messenger video.
What was that? Who's doing-
That's my phone.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, I got another group calling me.
Here he goes.
I hate to do this, but I gotta run.
Now you're a picture on the wall. Now we're all pictures on the wall.
Yeah, I gotta take off quick.
Thanks for joining, Lewis.
But you do this every week?
Every week. Yep, at two
No,
different
no,
times.
I shall be back.
No,
All right.
next
Yeah, 11 o'clock.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, next week is Thanksgiving, so not next week.
So is it the same link? Or
Yeah,
is
it
there
never-
a new link every week?
No, it's the same link every week.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And yeah, it's 11 o'clock and 7 o'clock your time every week, two different times.
11 in the afternoon?
Yeah. Yep.
11 a.m. and
There's
7
one.
p.m.
Yeah, it's 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. your time.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And we have different people that are on the calls because they do them because of the different time zones. We have some people from Europe. We have people on sometimes at night. We have people that are in Australia and the Philippines because it's a Friday morning there, and sometimes they join the call. So,
Gotcha. Well, it was good to meet y'all. I
thank you.
shall return.
Happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Happy Turkey Day.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later. Thank you, Lewis. Take care, bro.
Okay, how do I do this?
Leave.
Oh yeah, you could just leave meeting. That's right. I forgot.
I'm trying.
If you see a button that says leave, press that.
You know what? My thing is all messed up. Here we go.
Hmm.
Okay. So now we're gone. Catch you later.
Okay.
Oh, that didn't work either.
There he goes. You got it. Okay. Now it's the four of us. Now we can go skiing. We can go on the ski lift again. There you go. It's not five of us.
I'm hugging Michael.
I hope he joins in. I don't know where he's at. My phone's not going off, so I don't know where he's at.
He said 9-ish, so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get some water.
Okay.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Oh my God, she's eating cookies. I'm watching her. Oh my God, you're making me. I'm so jealous. Mm.
Oh, I got texting.
You have what?
Text and I'm tired of texting.
Oh,
I've been doing that all day.
oh, that reminds me. Yeah, I saw I had missed messages from you.
Oh yeah, I was stressing over
The
that
phone.
how to get it up.
Yeah.
I finally did. I mean, with help. Seems what you need some extension? Because if you have a private email address, it doesn't go, so you need an extension. Oh, and I always do that in case anyone wants to know. I took a video of how to the funeral home, and it's now up on the website. Their website. Her
Yeah.
website. Yeah. Oh. I mean, it's not great, but it's good. It's not how I wanted it, but it'll do.
I think there's videos out there of me playing piano, playing guitar, and singing 3 different ones. I think. I don't remember because I don't care.
Well,
I know they're out there. I've seen people take videos of me while I was on stage. I have some pictures of it. I'm so tired. I was up and out of the house to do laundry for my mother at 7 o'clock this morning. And then running around all day. And then of course the calls. Because tomorrow I have to go, I have 2 doctor's appointments tomorrow for me and for her. And I don't look forward to that because then I got to babysit.
what you said, babysit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I got to monitor what she's doing all the time. And it's kind of annoying because I don't get a chance to relax. I got to watch what she's doing, where she's at, who she's talking to all the time. Oh, there's Damon. Okay, he's on.
Oh, 8 after.
Only thing is that nobody's on the call. All of us were on the call earlier. Okay. And let me change the view here back to normal.
Damon, we're skiing.
I'm blurry. I'm blurry right now. Can you guys see me at all? Like, okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Hi everyone. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're good.
Good. Sorry, I left one call and I got on another one. It's
I
back to back.
figured. Yeah, it's all right. It's
Going
understandable.
on here, so I apologize for being a bit late here today.
You just wanted to make an entrance.
That's it. Busted. Barbara, you got jokes.
Yeah, I try.
You gotta know. Yeah, it's good. It's good. You should do comedy.
I've been told.
This is good. Yeah, it's nice. It's funny.
I had a guy who had just left. He just left the call. He's in Montana, and he loves chess. And
Oh,
about his own development. He was talking about how chess is like just like life, and I was like, "Oh, that's absolutely true." And but he had to go because he had another call. He had to go be on too. He just left like 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes.
I missed him. Well, maybe another time.
I do have the call. I do have the call recorded that we did earlier today.
Oh, good.
So I could always post that and share it if it's okay with everybody. I don't think. I mean,
Fine with me, we can ask him, but
yeah,
I don't think you care.
Sure.
it promotes his business. I think he's all for it. It's wonderful.
No,
Free
not
advertising.
even for that reason, man. It's just
No, but it's helpful for everybody.
helping
Is what I'm
people, yeah.
saying. Yeah. We got somebody else that just joined in. Ann.
Sweet.
Okay, let me see.
The one.
We're gonna go over the same presentation in the beginning like I did earlier.
Yeah, I mean we can. Yeah, I'm down with that. That's cool. Or we could try some new things. You want to look at some?
Well, most of us have seen it, but we have
Yeah,
a new one.
most of us were on the call earlier, aside from Ulissa. And well, we'll get a brief introduction from Anne in a second too. See who she is.
Maybe we'll try the same exercise with different pieces.
Okay. Yeah.
that'd be cool.
I think it's fascinating. I love it.
Yeah,
The
we
whole-
can do the Rook and we can do a bishop. I don't know, we did bishop.
We did Rook
Oh,
and Bishop.
the knight.
The knight is the fun one, yeah.
yeah, see, I'm learning. I don't know what each pawn does. So that's why it's like really cool when you started to do that before.
Yeah.
Because that's the little basics that I don't know.
The knight's funny because it's an L shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
is.
See, that's what I didn't know. Hi, Anne. Are you there?
I'm here, but I don't think you can see me yet, can you?
We did briefly. I was looking at the quilt that's on your wall.
Oh,
I like that. My family
Thank
used to make them.
I just really bored tonight. Thought I'd drop in and see what was going on.
All right. Well, we're doing a support call, and we
I'm
have.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, for what?
Interrupted
No,
something?
no. I want you to be here. We're doing a call. I mean, that's what we do every week is the support calls. But we have a special guest tonight, friend Damon, who teaches people chess and how it benefits people with brain injuries. So, oh, hold on a second. Why are we doing screen share? Okay. Yeah.
I was wondering. I was wanting to say anything.
Yeah. Well, it's because I had Damon and I are both gonna work this spreadsheet
Yeah, your co-host.
part. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'll start going over the beginning of the call, and then I'll introduce Damon again, and we'll go over talking about the normal stuff. We have a brief introduction that we're doing on all the calls, just so people are aware of what we're doing and what we're all about, and the rules, that come along with having the support calls. So here we go. Gotta move the screen around a little bit. Give me a second. Well, we're here as a peer support group for survivors, families, friends, and public education about neurological impairments and brain injuries. You do not need to be a survivor to be on any of our calls. Anyone associated with neurological issues is more than welcome to be on our calls. We're big on public education. Our goal is to assist one another with our knowledge and experiences to help one another. Our calendar to see times, topics, the phone numbers to call in through, we're all on ASBISG.org. The Zoom meetings are at, well, obviously you guys know, they're at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, each Thursday in the US, and that's 5 p.m. GMT in the UK and 10 a.m. It's 10 a.m. in Friday in the Philippines and Australia where you have members there. The most important aspect of our calls is a positive, relaxed, and respectful atmosphere for each of us to grow. Please prepare to be on time or early when the meetings begin. We stay on topic with the conversation. We're honest and respectful to one another. Big rule is we don't discuss politics, religion, or sex. Doesn't belong because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Leave it off the table. It's important for everybody to be patient with one another, that one person speaks at a time, and we don't judge one another. We're here to assist one another without any judgments. Some people have speech impediments. Some people have aphasia where they're having trouble coming up with the words. It's important that we're patient and we give everybody a chance to speak and say what they need to say. Then that comes with the next one, which is be supportive of one another. This is a fairly informal but relaxing, comfortable place. Oh, no. I'm looking at your screen. You can't do that. Okay. Screw that up. Okay.
I'm lost. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but
Yeah, you were.
sorry to interrupt everything.
No, it's okay.
Just do starter video.
Yeah.
Start
You're trying to
video.
start your video in? Here, I can do that. I'm going to invite her to that's the start bit. There we go. Now we
Part of me anyway.
it's okay. That's fine.
Well, maybe that will help.
Yes, that's fine. Okay, so again, we were saying before it's face-to-face, one-on-one communication on Zoom. These calls are recorded for protection of members as a business. The recordings are not shared without the consent from everybody that's on the call. So, you know, I get if I won't do anything without consent. I had to respect everybody's privacy, but sometimes it's beneficial. Like the call we had this afternoon was wonderful and it helps each other. So the important thing is to be consistent. We're here to help each other and others look forward to keeping in touch. So we make this a normal routine that every Thursday for the past 17 years, we do these online support calls and a lot of people rely on it. It's a form of therapy for themselves. Okay, well, we already went through the timeline because we had a bit of a delay today. So we had the introduction. We all know who each other are now, aside from Anne. We have a topic on discussion. That's what Damon's here for. And then afterwards, we're gonna have an open chat. We could talk about anything, whether it's topic related or not. So on that note, I'm gonna hand this over to Damon and we can get started with talking about the benefits of chess and how it helps out in the brain injury community for each of us.
Very nice. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Damon Fletcher. It's good to meet you all today. I'm a master chess player. I've been playing chess since I was a kid. I'm fanatical about chess. It's all I think about all day. All right. I just love the game. I fell in love with chess at age 13. And from that day forward, there hasn't been a day that's gone by in my life where I haven't played chess. All right. It's just been an incredible game for me. It's benefited me in many ways. Like it helps with critical thinking skills and stuff. And of course, I didn't know this as a child. I was just having fun and playing, you know, a game that I loved. But I graduated second in my high school class and went off to college and did really well there. And it's been very helpful in my decision making, you know, in my decision making as an adult. And so much so that I started a business teaching chess to children. I teach chess to children in schools. Our mission at Train of Thought is to make chess accessible to every school for every child every day. That's our mission. And so we've been plugging away at that mission. We got a long way to go.
Good for you.
We got a long way to go. Thank you, Anne. But you know, we've started digging, you know, started building, and we're having fun on the journey. You know what I mean? And it's been a great one. So there are lots of things that you can do with chess pieces besides play the game, right? Everyone here, I'm sure, has seen the game of chess being played, if not played themselves. And the game itself is incredible, and there's all sorts of, you know, great critical thinking skills and stuff that you can build. But there are also these sort of miniature chess games, these just sort of exercises, these little tiny exercises and activities that isolate the skills that are needed to play a full game of chess. And I've really become a fan of these games, and I've created some of my own, and I've met people that have created other games, and I've read books that, you know, talked about games and stuff. And I've sort of built a collection of these just sort of miniature games that really isolate these skills. And so I'd like to share some of them with you guys today and see what you guys think about these games. I think they're a lot of fun, these challenges, but they are going to sort of demand that you think and plan a little bit. And so I think it might be helpful to some. All right. So let's dig into it. So I heard Barbara talking about the pieces, and Michael, I heard you talking about just sort of learning all of the pieces. Why don't we do that? Let's learn a little bit about each one of the chess pieces. And so I will share my screen and we'll go through that together. Let's start with the king. All right, this is a king. Now this is a, in the middle of the board here, this is a digital king, right? We call it a digital king. It's two-dimensional, right? And this is the type of king that you would see on a computer screen if you were playing chess on a computer screen. But the actual king in a real chess game with a three-dimensional chess board that you use with your hands, it would look more like the king at the bottom of the screen, on the bottom left-hand corner there. So that's the three-dimensional image there of a king, and you have the two-dimensional image up top. So the king is the most important piece in chess. It's also the tallest piece in the game as well, as you will see, and compared to all the other pieces. And it is that because if you lose your king in chess, you lose the game. So in a way, the king almost represents the player, right? And so, you have to keep that in mind. We say the king's value is immeasurable. It's infinite, right? Because you would never sacrifice your king for any reason in a chess game. You want to keep, the goal of the game is to keep him alive, and everyone else on the board, their job is to protect the king. Okay, so even though the king is the most valuable piece, he can only move one square at a time, and he can move in any direction that he wants. So on the chessboard on your screen, you see the king in the center of the board, and the black dots represent all of the squares that this king could potentially move to from this position. And so there are dots all around him. And so he can move one square up and down, right? He could move one square to the left or one square to the right, or he could move one square diagonally in both directions, right? And so this is how a king moves, all right? One square in any direction that he wants, okay? And that's the king. Let's move on to the queen. Now, the queen is very different in that she is the most powerful piece in the game. She's the most valuable player in chess. She's very strong. And she, like her king, can also move in any direction. But the only difference between them is that while the king can only move one square, the queen can move as many squares as she likes. So she can just keep going in any direction that she wants, up and down, right, left and right. And she can also move diagonal as well in both directions. And as
but only one direction at a time.
Say that one more time.
But only one direction at a time.
Correct. That's correct, Barbara. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, she can only move in one. She has to choose which direction she's going to move in, and she can move as far as she wants, but only in that direction. She can't like pivot and change and turn.
Right.
Right. So that's the queen. Let's take a look at the rook. The rook is much simpler. It's probably the easiest piece to remember. And the rook kind of looks like a castle tower sort of piece. You can see the 2D piece in the middle, and make sure you take a look at the 3D piece down below. But the rook can only move up and down and left and right, right? So it's vertical and horizontal for the rook. But the rook can move as far as he wants in any of those directions, right? You choose which direction you're going to move in, and you can move as many squares as you like in that direction. So that is the rook. The rook on the chessboard represents safety and security. It's like a safe place for the king and queen to stand. So keep that in mind when you're playing the game as well. This piece is called a bishop. And we'll get some practice using these in a moment. The bishop is the spiritual leader in the kingdom. He's an advisor to the king, almost like a wizard, right? Whenever the king is uncertain of what the next move should be, he kind of consults with the bishop. The bishop usually has all the right answers. And bishops only move diagonal on the chessboard, and they have to stay on the same color squares for the entire chess game. So the bishop that we're looking at is on a dark colored square, and it has to stay on dark colored squares. So no matter where this bishop moves, it will stay on a dark colored square. It could never get to a light colored square because it can only move diagonally on the board. So this piece moves kind of like an X, the letter X, as you can see there. And again, it can move as far as it wants in one of these directions, right? But,
I have a question.
Sure.
All the pieces that play in chess have to stay on the same colored square that they work on, correct?
No, that is only true for the bishop.
Oh, okay.
The bishop is the only piece that has to stay on the same color that it starts on. Every other piece can move to any color it wants.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
All right.
Good question. All right, the next piece is the knight. This is Barbara's favorite. And it's mine as well. I love the knight. I think that each one of these pieces, in a way, has kind of a spirit to it. And you'll learn, as you play the game, you will kind of learn kind of the spirit of the piece. And the knight has my spirit. We have kindred spirits. All right. So the knight moves in the shape of the capital letter L, and you can see the L shape pattern here on the diagram in front of you. But it's two squares in one direction, and then it's just one square to the left or to the right. This one is showing it to the right. You can see the capital letter L there on the chessboard. It could move to that square. But it could also move to any of the squares that have black dots on them. Right, you see these are all L shapes in one way or another. So it's, if you move two squares up and to the left, that is still an L shape. It's still the shape of the capital letter L. It's just upside down, right? So it could move in the shape of the capital letter L, but it could be orientated any way you choose, right? The L's could be this way, they could be upside down, they could be flipped, right? Any which way. And it takes a little practice to get used to the funny way, the quirky, funny way that the knight moves. But once you get the hang of it, you don't even have to think about it anymore. All right. So the knight in chess is a warrior. He's a great hero in the kingdom. And he's that one piece that if the king needs a job done, and it's a hard one, it's a job that no one else wants to do in the kingdom, the knight is the man that he calls. All right. Because he knows that if the knight is given a job, he's going to get the job done or he's going to die. One or the other, right? Either he's going to get the job done or he's going to die trying, one or the other. So the knight is that piece that he has a very strong spirit. And whenever he has a target or something that he's aiming at, he's going to dedicate his life to it. And I think there's probably a little bit of a knight in all of us in some way, right? So
Can
yeah.
I question
Go ahead, sure, of course.
why isn't there supposed to be a chessboard on my screen?
There is. Can you not see the diagram on the screen in front of you?
Cannot see it.
You
No.
can't see it. Okay, let me. I'm glad you mentioned that because that's very important in what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you stopped this.
Peanut butter without the jelly.
Wait, Susan, what happened to your screen? Because I don't see you either.
Yeah, I don't either.
So that could be the reason why, because I see what Damon's putting on the screen. So does Barbara.
So, yeah.
So
But
Susan, on your end.
I see it now.
You do see it now. Okay, good.
Maybe your video.
Sometimes, these electronics and this technology, sometimes it acts a little funny when it wants to, it doesn't always work perfectly as it should, as we imagine it should.
It
Um,
doesn't surprise me.
yeah, yeah. So sometimes it's not us. Sometimes these systems, they're just not perfect, you know. And so it's okay. Yeah, I've had this problem before where there's one person on the call that is not seeing what we're seeing, and everyone else is. It happens sometimes. So usually the fix to that is just to stop sharing for a moment and then reshare, and then everyone can see it. So I'm glad it worked out. So we've been talking about knights, the great warrior in the kingdom. He's going to get the job done. What I like most about knights is that the knight is the only piece that can jump over other chess pieces, right? It doesn't matter what type of piece it is. It could be a black piece or a white piece. It could be a tall piece, a short piece. It could be a powerful piece. It could be any piece. Doesn't matter. Whatever is standing in the knight's way, he's going to find a way to get past it. It's just going to jump right over it. It's an incredible piece.
That's
No.
the piece. That's the piece. I was just saying before that, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, my friends were into chess. I said, sure, I'll learn, but at the time, I just gave up. But he gave me a Bobby Fischer book.
Yeah.
The chess player Bobby Fischer.
Yeah, I know all about him.
But
Yeah.
at the time, it just didn't click.
It's all right. I think that's true for a lot of people. I've met so many people who are getting into chess again. They tried learning when they were young, or, maybe even early in their early adult life. They tried learning chess. And usually these stories come to me and they say a friend of mine was teaching me, right? But for whatever reason, like you said, it just didn't click. It wasn't the right time for them to learn, maybe it was the way that it was being explained. Maybe there were other things that were interesting to them, more interesting things to them at the time. But yeah, for whatever reason, it just didn't quite connect. It didn't stick for them at that time. And then later they come and they say, you know what, I was watching a movie and it was about chess and I thought it was really cool. It made me want to learn. And then I get the call, my phone rings. They say, can you teach me chess? I was like, yeah. It's like, I tried to learn a long time ago. It didn't work. Are you sure? I was like, yes, of course I can teach you. If you're calling me, then you're ready to learn. It's that simple. If you're calling about learning, then you're ready. This is the time. Maybe then that wasn't the time. You didn't call, but now you're calling. So now's the time. But yeah, that Bobby Fischer book though, I bet it's probably this one. I have it here. Is this the one?
I don't have a clue. I don't remember. I don't even remember where the book is.
This is a great book, by the way. It's probably the single most popular chess book in the world. All right, Bobby Fischer, if you don't know who he is still to this day considered to be one of the greatest chess players who've ever played the game.
It's like a chess Bible. Yeah.
Yeah, this guy right here. Really good book, really good book. And you can find this really cheap too. It's not expensive. It's a little paperback guy, really small paper, but it's like the size of my hand, It's a small paper book guy, and you can probably find this for about $10, maybe less than that, $7, $8.
Is he still alive?
Card alone. Bobby Fischer died, I believe about 10 years ago, something like that. What was interesting about his passing is that he died at age 64. And some of you may know this, some of you may not, but there are 64 squares on a chessboard. And
I think I heard that somewhere.
yeah, there are 64 squares on the board. It's one of the first things that you learn when you begin playing chess is that the board is made of 64 squares. And it's just so interesting that he died at age 64, a man who just dedicated his entire life to getting underneath the game like no one else. And he did it. He did it. He became the first U.S. world chess champion in his early adult life. He dropped out of high school in order to pursue a career in chess. He just knew that he was going to be the best. You know, some people try, say, well, I think I have potential to be the best player in the world. Bobby Fischer wasn't there. He was like, look, I am going to be the best player in the world. I know it. So he did it. He won the world championship and held on to the title until he decided to retire. Yeah. He was an incredible player for sure. Yeah. Okay. Enough about Bobby. Because I could talk all day. His life story is amazing. So we've covered the knight a bit there. And the only piece left is the pawn. This is the last of all the chess pieces. It's the sixth one. It's the smallest of all the chess pieces. You can see on the picture at the bottom here. He's kind of a tiny guy. But, you know, a lot of people think of pawns as insignificant. Like, you know, like they're dispensable. Some people treat them like they're dispensable, but they are not. Pawns are the soul of the game, all right? The game would be boring without pawns. This is the truth. And what's interesting about pawns is each pawn holds within it an enormous amount of potential to become greater later in the game. And so players forget that. They look so small and so tiny and so insignificant. But inside of each one of those pawns is an incredible amount of potential to become much stronger, much more powerful than they are. And so I really like the pawns. The knight and pawns are my favorite two pieces in the game. So let's talk a little bit about how they move. I've kind of divided this diagram into three parts. So you see this first pawn here on that B2 square. That's the first one that we're going to talk about. So each pawn starts from its position, and on its starting move, it's allowed to move forward 1 or 2 squares. So pawns can only move forward in chess, and on their first move, they're allowed to move up to 2 squares. So you can choose 1 or 2. After a pawn has moved, from that point on, it can only move 1 square at a time, and only forward. Okay, so that's the first diagram. The second diagram is this one that's a little closer to the middle of the chessboard. And this is kind of a different thing here going on. Here, there are some black pieces that are kind of standing in the way of the pawn. And it's important to know that pawns move forward, like in the first diagram, but they can't capture forward. So in this diagram, the white pawn could capture the black rook on the C5 square, or it could capture the black knight on the E5 square, diagonally, of course, but it can't capture the bishop that's right in front of it. So what we like to say is that pawns can move forward, but they can only capture diagonally. So you just kind of remember that. They move forward to empty squares, but they can only capture enemy pieces diagonally, like you see from the red arrows in the diagram. All right, it takes a little getting used to with the pawns too, but after you start moving them around a little bit, it gets easier. Okay. And this last diagram on the upper right-hand corner, it basically means that if a pawn reaches the top of the chessboard, if it moves from one side of the board and it is persistent and determined enough to get to the other side, once it reaches that final square, like the one with the gold star on it, once it reaches that final square, it can become another chess piece, right? The pawn has the potential, right, to become either a rook. You could turn that pawn into a rook. You could turn it into a bishop if you like bishops. You could turn it into a knight if that's your favorite piece. Or you could even turn it to the most powerful piece in the game, a queen. So the least powerful piece, which is the pawn, has the potential to become the most powerful piece, which is the queen. And so this is why I say that pawns are the soul of chess, because each pawn has potential to become the most powerful piece in the game. And so you can't forget that. They may be small now, but if you use them correctly, they turn into monsters on the chessboard. So that's a little bit about the pawns. So let's dig in. Let's look at some exercises and activities.
Can I ask you a question?
Of
Back up for a
course.
second.
Of course, yeah.
Can they only become a
piece?
thank you.
Mhm.
A piece that has been captured?
Oh, that's a
Or can
great.
you have two queens?
Yeah, that's a great question, Barb. Thank you for asking it. You can have multiple queens. You can have any number of pieces. So if you get a pawn to the other side, you can choose one of those four pieces that I mentioned: a rook, a bishop, a knight, or a queen. You could choose any of those, despite whether they've been captured or not. So they don't even have to be captured. If you still have all of your pieces on the board and your pawn gets to the other side, you could get a second queen. If you get another one, you could get a third queen, or knights, or whatever you want. It doesn't make a difference.
I don't think I've ever come across a pawn making it to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no clue.
So now you have something to aim for in the next game
Yeah.
you play. Yeah. It's satisfying. It's really satisfying to get that pawn to the other side, because it's a struggle. There's an army of chess pieces that are trying to prevent that from happening. And so you're strategic and you're being smart and you're making your moves at the right time and timing them perfectly. And if you're determined enough, you get that pawn to the other side and you make another queen. I mean, two queens on a chessboard, and you're pretty much dominating the entire chessboard. You see how she moves. She's incredible. So if you get two of those, you're pretty much controlling the whole board. So your opponent is just, like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? My king is doomed, right? It's all over. Yeah, the second queen shows up, and most of your opponents will just resign because they don't even want to go through the heartache that is about to happen when two queens show up on the chessboard. So it's really satisfying for that to happen because of the struggle and determination that's involved. Once you actually achieve it, it feels really good to get there. So yeah, that's something to strive for sure. All right, anybody else have any questions about anything that we discussed? I know I might be moving a little bit fast, and I apologize if I am to anyone, but if you have any questions, feel free to chime in. We all good? We're all good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just the four of us now, so.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna move to my other chessboard here. You know what? I have some diagrams already pre-set up for us, so let's look at those. Okay, there we are. Can everyone see the entire chessboard with the letters and the numbers as well?
Yeah, I've got 5 stars, a piece, and then the board.
Yeah, okay, cool. So these are 5 stars. So we've seen this puzzle before. We actually solved this one together. So I'm going to move to a couple of the other puzzles here that I have. We solved that one. Let's look at this one. All right. This is another bishop puzzle. And it has 5 stars as well. And if you remember, the bishop can only move diagonally. And there's a way to remember this. If you ever forget how a bishop moves, just look very closely at the bishop. You'll see that there's a diagonal line carved in it. All right, there's like a little slit, a little diagonal line that's carved in there. And I think that whoever designed the chess pieces that we use today, they're called Staunton chess pieces. That is the name of the design, Staunton. I think they're named after the man that designed them. Howard Staunton, I think his name is. He designed the chess pieces that we're using today, And I think he put that slit in there. I think that it has a meaning, and it's there for a reason. It's there to remind us how the bishop moves. So I think it's a beautiful little accent, to the bishop. Yeah. So, yeah, the bishop moves diagonally, kind of like the letter X. And the goal in this puzzle, we call it a pawn mower puzzle. The goal in this puzzle is for the bishop to visit each one of the squares that has a red star. And you have to do this in the same number of moves as there are stars on the board. So we have 5 stars on the board, and so this means that the bishop needs to visit each one of these squares in only 5 moves.
I got it already.
I think I got it.
Oh, Barb, you're getting good at this. Very good. Faster. So already we're seeing improvement. This is good. All right, so you remember how to name the squares on the chessboard?
Yeah, if I can see. You would have to go to H3 first.
Very good. That's correct. Good. H3 first.
And then go to D7.
D7 is good. That's also correct.
Then E8.
E8 is also correct.
Then A4.
Very nice. Yes.
D2.
Beautiful. Well done. Yes, that is the only solution to this problem. Yeah, it's the only way to do it. And if you try it any other way, you won't be able to get all 5 stars in 5 moves.
No.
Yeah. Very nice. Good stuff. Let's look at a new piece. Here's the queen. I don't think we did a queen pawn mower in our last session. So it might be difficult to remember all the moves. She's got lots of moves that she can make, up and down, side to side, and diagonal. And so we've got to find a way to visit all of these red stars in 5 moves, it's going to take 5 moves to do it. So
I got it.
nice. Nice.
I'm lagging on this one.
That's okay. The queen is stronger. She's got more directions that she can move. So
Like 5 moves for 5 stars. Yeah.
you got it. Double check your answer, Michael. Make sure.
Want me to give it to you? I'll give it to you now.
Yeah, let's do it.
First move would be to G8.
Okay, queen G8.
G8, and then Queen G2.
And queen G2. Very nice.
And Queen A8.
Queen A8. Okay.
Okay.
Oh wait. Oh no.
We're missing. Yeah, you can see, right?
Yeah.
We're missing the star on B3. We're not going to be able to capture that star in that.
Oh, I got it. I was on the right. That it said B3 that screwed me up. Okay, so it would be G8.
G8. Okay.
G8 to B3.
To B3, but then we're stuck on B3.
That's why I keep getting stuck.
Right, yeah, we get stuck on B3. The queen ones are challenging, right? Because she can move in so many different directions on each turn. It can be challenging to do the queen. So this is good.
Yeah, because you can't go diagonal or just one step to the next.
Mm-hmm.
That B3 is the stump.
Wow.
Let's do it together. So here's what I'd like to do. And when I look at a puzzle like this, the first thing I do, and I do this for many things, like I use this same structure, this same sort of formula. I use it for just about any problem that I come across. The first thing I ask myself is, how many options do I have? Right? So I'm looking, I know I have to make a move. How many options do I have for the first move? This usually helps me better understand how difficult it is going to be to find the right answer. So the more options I have, the more difficult it could become to find the right answer, right? Because there's only one. So if I have 2 options, it's going to be easier to find the right one than if I have 5 options, right? If I have 5 options, then I've got to go through all 5 of them before I can find the right one. But if I have 2, I have to check one. And if that one's not the right answer, then I know it must be the other one. Or if I see that the first one is the right answer, I almost don't even have to check the other one. So it becomes really, really easy. But if you have 5, you have to check each one. And, sometimes it's the last one that you check that's the right one. So how many options do we have for the very first move on this one?
1, 2, 3.
3. What are they? Can you call out those squares?
G8.
G8 is 1. Good.
A8.
Then there's
So A8 is not an option for the first move. So I'm glad we're talking about this. So A8 we would not be able to get through because we would have to jump over the G8 square, right?
Okay,
the G8
alright.
star, and the queen can't jump. So we would have to go, whatever star we go to, we have to go directly to it. We can't go through another star. So I didn't explain that before, but I want to make sure that you know that now. So we have G8 as the 1, but there is a second star that we could get to.
A1.
A1, very good. So those are our 2 options. One of those options is the right answer. One of them leads to success and the other one doesn't. We've got to figure out which one does and which one doesn't lead us down the right road. And the only way to do it is to look at both, right? We've tried G8. I think both of you have tried the G8 square several times, different things with G8. Has anyone tried moving to the A1 square first?
Yeah, I'm thinking about.
Yeah, and I'm having trouble with that.
Okay, let's do it together. So if we try the A1 square first, where can we go from A1?
You go up to A8.
Very good.
A8.
A8 is correct. Very nice. And from A8, what squares can we visit after that?
You can either do G8 or
Right.
G2.
Very good. You could do G8 or G2. So here we have that problem again where we have 2 options and one of them is correct and the other is not. So we've got to figure out which one of those is right. We've gotten to the A8 square and we could go to G8. If we go to G8,
I just figured it out. Okay.
aha, Michael's got the moves. All right,
I'm
you want to
having
take us
trouble-
take
I'm
us
having
through it,
trouble with
Michael. Take it through us.
B3.
Take us through it.
You go first, of course, is you go to A1,
Mm-hmm.
then A8,
Good.
then you go from A8 to G2,
Nice.
and G2
Oh. Okay,
And
you
then-
hit me now.
3.
Yes, it.
Yeah.
Very good. A1, A8, G2, G8, and then B3. That's it. That's the only solution to the problem. Nice.
Yeah.
I think Barb found it too at the end there. She said,
At
"Oh,
the end,
that's right." What was it that what you were getting hung up on there, Barb?
I was having trouble with B3. I couldn't get to it from any of the spots.
Ah.
And then it just hit me when he was walking through it.
Nice.
Because you want to take G8 first. But if you do that, you can't get to B3.
Right. Well, you can, but if you go to B3 from G8, you won't be able to get G2.
Right.
And if you go to G2 from G8, you won't be able to get B3. It's like a catch-22. If I
Yeah.
take one, I can't get the other one.
And that's what I kept doing. I kept going to the
Ah,
wrong one first.
I see. I see. Well, the trick was to visit the G2 square first. Go and get G2 and then go to G8. So yeah, there were some other options there, but that's good. I'm glad you figured out what the problem was there, and I'm sure that's going to be helpful to you on the next one. All right, let's take a look at another queen puzzle. This one kind of looks like a Christmas tree. Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
a little bit. Yeah, it's got stars on the tree. It's kind of cool.
It's missing a star on the right, though.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It fell
Let's see if-
down.
Let's see if we can do this one. There's 5 stars on the screen there. So that means we have 5 moves to make. And again, I try to think about, the first thing I try to think about when I look at these is how many options do I have for the first move?
I got it already.
Oh, snap. Michael's on a roll. Michael's on fire. Look at this.
Oh, I think I got it too.
Oh, snap. Okay, let's do this. Why don't we put your answers together? Let's see if you're both thinking the same thing. So, Michael, why don't you start with the first move? And then, Barb, you'll give the second move. And then, Michael, you'll give the next. And we'll just go back and forth.
Okay. I'm trying to remember how okay. First move, you go to D8.
D8. Okay. So we started D8. Is that what you were thinking too, Barb? Or did you have a different move?
Actually, I had a different one.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so then Michael, let's hear your entire answer, and then we're gonna go back and we're gonna look at Barbara's answer too.
Okay, D8, then D1, then G4, A4, A4 to C6.
Very nice. That's the right answer. You got it. Very nice. Yes. D8, D1, and then G4 to A4, and then C6. That's correct. Barbara, what did you have for the first move? Can we go through it together?
Yeah, I went a little different. I had G4
Okay.
to D1
Nice.
to A4
Okay.
to C6. Oh, okay.
Which one? We're
That's-
missing. We're missing one, right?
Yeah, I
Which
was
one?
thinking it was the very top one.
Yeah.
I
we're
was thinking
missing
I was
one.
putting another move in there.
Ah, I see. So
That's
did
what I was. Yeah. I
so
screwed
did
up.
did you move from B6 to D8, or did you just forget about the D8 star?
No, I knew it was there, but I was thinking I could go up and then over.
Oh,
I was
okay.
trying to add a move.
A new move. Okay, 6 moves
Brain
instead
fart.
of 5. Okay, got you. Okay, got you.
So yeah,
Okay,
I was
that's cool.
close.
That's cool. So you didn't forget that the star was there,
No.
but you just forgot that you have to go directly to it.
Right.
I see.
Yeah.
That's cool. No worries. No worries. All right, cool. Let's try a night puzzle.
Oh God.
All right, let's just give it a shot. Let's just give it a shot. Who knows? Let's see if we can get this one. What? What? No way. Are you serious?
Yeah.
You got it faster than me.
Want me to tell you?
Michael's on fire.
All right, you want me to tell you?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, D5,
Okay, D5.
then E3. You're coming back around down.
Okay, very nice. E3.
Back up and you're going to C4.
C4, nice.
And then B6
B6 is correct. Good.
and A4.
And A4.
Yeah.
Michael,
Yeah.
I gotta step it up for you, man.
That was pretty quick for a night.
That was, man, the night is a really tricky one. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed with your ability not only to go through all of those options and those moves, even with the tricky way that the knight moves on the chessboard, but to find the route the knight needs to take that quickly, that's impressive.
Thank you.
That's really impressive.
I'm learning anything about about chess. This is the first time
Wow.
the stuff that I didn't know about how do they move and everything.
Yeah. So this is cool, man. This is awesome. Should we try another night one?
Okay.
All right, let's do another night position.
I got it.
Mind blown. I'm gonna wait for Barb on this one. Let's see what she comes up with here. Let me know if you want some help, Barb. Just holler if you need it.
And you can't go through a star to get to another one.
So that's a good question, and you may be getting hung up there too, Barbara, because
That's what it is. So
yeah.
wait a minute.
So let me clear this up for you, because that's an important question, and you have to get the answer to that, because prior to this, the other pieces you could not go through the stars, but the knight is a piece that can jump over other chess pieces.
Oh, that's right.
And so you can move completely through the stars on this one.
Okay.
So that's helpful. I'm glad you asked that question, because that's important.
Okay, I got it.
Nice. All right, let's hear it. Barbara, you go first this time.
All right, if I can run it back around. Okay, I got it. Okay, the first one I take out is E5.
Okay, start at E5.
Then D7.
D7 is correct. Very good.
Then C5.
C5 is also correct.
And then E6.
E6, yes. And the last one?
Hang on. D4.
That's correct. Very nice. That's it. That's the ticket. Very nice.
Because all the stars are clumped there together.
Mm-hmm.
I have to figure out how many I've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
I was hung up on 4. I thought I got them all.
Yeah.
No, I got one more.
There's one more. Yeah.
It's like counting, and
yeah.
If they don't disappear,
mm-hmm.
I can't keep track.
Yeah. So this is another exercise, right? One of the things that's very difficult to do is to remember a phone number, right? It's like 7 numbers.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you remember a phone number?
Well, it's like remembering dates too.
Yeah.
And names. If I can connect it to something else,
yeah,
I can remember.
Yeah.
Like my date of birth is 7/27/72.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was easy.
I got
if
you.
I can connect it.
Right. If you can connect. So yeah, this is an exercise that helps you improve with that, right? You're doing all of the work in your head, right? All of the things you're talking about, you're looking at all of the options, you're kind of analyzing, you're looking at the future, right? You're seeing what could potentially happen in the future. You're making decisions about where you're going to go, and you're counting the number of moves that you've made along the way. And then after you find the solution, you've got to remember what you did, right?
Yeah.
So
which star is gone?
Yeah. The stars don't disappear. You've got to remember which ones you captured and which ones are still there. There's so many things happening. There's so much going on here. And all of these are just great things that you can just sort of practice and build that muscle and get stronger at them simultaneously. All of these skills are just, happening at the same time.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's cool. Really cool. Good stuff. So this is a great exercise, right? I think this is a winner. This pawn mower exercise is really cool. Would you guys like to see a more difficult one, more challenging this time, or you want to do something different?
I can probably maybe do one more, but my battery's about to die. I'm on 6%,
I heard that.
but I
Okay.
started at 30
I see.
at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, so I can probably last for a couple more.
A couple more.
But if I
Okay.
die, then you'll know why I disappeared.
I understand. No worries.
It's
Did
after,
you,
it's after 10 p.m. here now.
Michael? I didn't catch that. Can you say that
I
again?
didn't either.
I said it's after 10 p.m. now here.
Oh, okay. It's getting a little late too. Yeah,
Well, I
that's
said
true.
I took my meds a half an hour ago.
That's true. That's
So
true. So
we can do
yeah,
a couple more, but
let's do one more. Let's do one more, and then we'll call it a night. How about that? Deal. All right. So here's another Rook puzzle, but this time instead of there being 5 stars, there are 6.
oh boy.
Now rooks could only go side by side, right?
It's
Right.
up and down and side to side.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Okay.
They can't go diagonal.
Correct.
Oh, that's tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Brenda,
It's tricky.
yeah, that is tricky.
It is. Remember, my one of the first things that I do whenever I look at a puzzle is I always think about how many options do I have for the first move. That usually helps me just sort everything out in my mind. I'm hoping that does the same for you, but it's
Well,
great.
I've got
for me.
4 for this one.
Got it.
Good.
I got
That's
it.
correct. There are 4 options. That's right.
I got it. I just figured it out.
Michael's got the moves. Look at this. I'm excited, man. All right. You want to share? Share.
Okay. First one to take out of the equation is would be H7,
H7. Okay.
Okay.
and then A7,
Oh, nice. Okay. A7.
then go down to A1,
Now A1,
then A8,
A8,
then D8,
D8.
and D2.
Very nice. That's correct. Very good. So you're starting on H7. That's kind of an odd, it's an odd square. It's all the way on the other side of the board. All the other squares are on the other side. This
Yeah.
one's all the way on the right side of
Yeah.
the board.
That's
So,
the reason why, because well, I look at diagonal and horizontal, and then I'm going, which one is offset that's not in the same strip? So which one do I have to take out first in order to stay on the right path?
very nice.
The oddball that doesn't go. If you go to D7 first, and then you go. I mean, if you go to A7 first,
Mm-hmm.
go to H7, then what? Then
You're
you
stuck. You get stuck
Yeah.
over there.
That's
So
the
yeah, H7 is definitely an odd one.
If you take that out of the equation, then everything's a straight line. You just got to figure out where to go from there.
Yeah, that H7 star is only connected to one other star. That's the issue. It's only connected to one star. And so you've got to take that one out first. H7 is the one. It's all by itself over there. So yeah, H7, A7 is the only one. And from there, it just becomes an easier puzzle to solve. Once you take out the first one, it just becomes an easier puzzle to solve. So you can definitely figure it out after you've gotten there. So very nice. Michael, you're really good at these. I'm impressed. Right? This one has 6. And it's a tricky one. Right? This is a very tricky puzzle. I mean, even it took me a while to look at this and find the right move. But yeah, that's pretty impressive to see. So yeah, I'm glad you guys like these. I could give you a website if you would like to like practice more of these. You could actually find these for free. Let me share something with you. I'm gonna go to Google here on my computer screen. Hang on a second. There we go. Let's go to Google here. And I'm just going to go to Google, right? And I'm just going to put in a search for pawn mower. I'm sorry, I didn't spell that right. Pawn mower. All right.
Pawn mower.
Pawn mower. I'm going to search for pawn mower here. And of course, it thinks you want to put. Are you trying to say lawnmower? Like, it's like, what are you trying to say?
Right.
Oh, we're saying pawn mower. We're saying pawn mower. So there's a couple of things I want to show you. So this first one is an Amazon link here, and it says Pawn Mower Combo Edition, Volume 4. I want to show you this because this is the book that this book is filled with these puzzles. This type of puzzle was created by a friend of mine who happens to be a grandmaster chess player. He's the first African-American grandmaster chess player in the world. His name is Maurice Ashley. You can see his name there. And you should definitely, follow him and his work because he does a lot of things for chess and just a lot of really cool things that he's involved in. He's going to be commentating for the World Championship matches, which are going to be happening during the Thanksgiving break. They're going to be starting right after the Thanksgiving holiday. But yes, this book has tons and tons and tons of these puzzles in it. And you can just go through the book solving these puzzles all day. Now, this thing says it's $809. Please do not spend $809 for this book. Okay. Do not do that, please. This book is not supposed to be $809. It must be like out of print or something like that. I am sure that you can find this book somewhere for a little, maybe $15 or something like that. And if not, if you don't find it for $15, just ask me if you want the actual book. Now, if you want to just sort of download some on paper, I'm going to add the letters PDF. Right? Pawn mower and PDF. And let's see what comes up here. Okay, so we have something here. Let's see what this is. Let's click on this guy. It's trying to pull something up for us. Is it gonna work? Oh, it's still loading. Hold on. Still loading. Still loading. It's trying to. Oh, it started over. Okay.
There was a problem with it. It could be on.
I don't. This message pops up all the time. I don't think that's an issue really. I get that message a lot on my browser for some reason. But it usually loads anyway. So I guess let's just give it some time. Just wait it out. I hope it doesn't take this long for you. It's usually not this long, but I don't know why it's taking so long.
Well,
today.
we're doing video chatting and stuff, so that takes a lot of bandwidth off the internet.
Oh, yeah, that may be the thing. And it didn't load anyway. Okay, well, let's go and find another one.
I was gonna make. Okay, go ahead.
Let's see. Let's see. I know there is.
There's one for me right there. It says Pawn Mower for Chest Life for Kids.
Okay, let me
There we
see.
go.
Where's that? Oh, this guy right here?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that.
He's laughing because if it's
Oh,
for
good.
kids, learn it.
There it is. There it is. So
Yeah.
here you have a PDF that you can download and print out, and you have these pawn mower exercises here that you can play with. All right. So
That's cool.
these are great. All the different pieces are there and stuff. So yeah, there's tons of them here. Like, these are tough. These are got 15 pawns on it. These are a little tougher on this side. But yeah, so there
For kids
are.
out here. This says for kids.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised. I mean, the kids love this stuff, and if you can imagine, there's a bit of what do you call it? Dopamine. There's a little bit of dopamine that you get from solving this. You get a little bit of a boost there, and
Oh,
so it just feels.
Oh,
really
yeah.
good. And the kids want more. They want harder ones. They're like, "Oh, give me a harder one, harder one. Can I do the hardest one you can find? Show me the hardest one. I want to try that one." So they really love this stuff. And the kids have a lot of time on their hands. They just love doing stuff like this and bragging about how good they are at it and stuff, and showing everyone how they solved it and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, this stuff is here. You can find these for free if you want to download them and check it out. Okay. So yeah, you can find these puzzles for free online. Maurice Ashley has made it pretty easy to find.
I just saw that. I was reading the article while you were talking, and it says this was done by, Maureen Ashley and.
Maurice, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool dude too. He's a really cool guy. So I've met him. We become fast friends. He learned about the work that I'm doing here. He lives in Brooklyn, New York. I think now he's living in Florida. He's moved down to Florida to take care of his mom. His mom got really sick, and so he moved to Florida to help take care of her. But he's originally from Brooklyn, New York, and we're on opposite ends. And so he kind of heard about the work that I was doing on the West Coast and said, "Who is this guy that's doing all of this wonderful work with chess and kids and stuff? I got to meet him." And so he called me up and said, "Hey, you know who this is?" I was like, "Yeah, you're Maurice Ashley. I know all of y'all, study all your games and everything." I was like googly eyed. And so he said, "Well, I'm going to be in California for a week, and I'd love for us to connect and meet." And we did, and we became friends, and the rest is history. So
That's very cool.
yeah. So he introduced me to that puzzle, and I've been using it and promoting his work ever since. So yeah, that's his stuff. It's good. All right, guys. It's you're right. It is getting late. I know it's later for you than me even. So I should probably let you guys go.
All right, we'll keep in touch.
For sure. Thank you guys for having some fun with me today.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you. Same to you. Same to you. All right. Everybody have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.